Let's fucking go. You are listening to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand.
And welcome. It is Wednesday, and this is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy, and ready to go here back in the studio, back from Ohio, and with our friends behind the controls, we got Leo. Leo, good morning, brother.
Good morning, Troy. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, but I missed doing this. I decided on Monday I made a priority decision, and that decision was family, and I didn't record on Monday because of that. And we haven't done that really a lot.
That might be the first time.
That might be the first time. There, maybe was a time when, I don't know if we were even doing it live 3 times a week then, when maybe I had issues with equipment or something when I was at some place. But now we don't miss shows. And I don't know. I'm just glad you're all back with us. Hopefully you stay and notified and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, make a comment, join us on the show. And also on the couch, ready to go as well, is Mikey G. Mikey, what's up, brother?
Good morning. Welcome back, Troy. How
I
you
like
doing?
the hat, man.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite TV shows ever.
So I just started seeing some stuff because maybe it's because I've been buying so many fucking hats lately that I don't
Probably.
need. That they have a whole Looney Tunes line.
Oh,
New Era does.
really?
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I have seen that in the past before. Yeah.
Yeah, so they got the one I kind of like that I might get is a Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh, I'd say the Roadrunner and like the Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah,
Those are all.
Yeah, they have those. They got Bugs Bunny. There's
Elmer
Speedy
Fudd.
Gonzalez.
Oh, Speedy. Yep. Say one of the-
That
one of-
was always great. I
One of
love
the
those.
OGs. Yeah, I say that's usually how I've seen it associated. It's like the Looney Tunes with like a basketball or like some sort of sport. But are they
And
doing
those
it?
are just flat bills that he's showing there. But like these are they got some other. Yeah, there you go. You saw. Yeah, what was that line? Go back. Yeah, the Overlord. I like the Overlord ones because I have.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I like those.
I don't mind that Bugs Bunny with that big green one though. That's pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
That's not normally my color, but I do like that.
Yeah, and they've just been coming up on my Facebook feed
Because they like
because they know my shit.
They
Like
know you buy hats.
absolutely, absolutely.
They're like, damn, we gotta keep this electric bill on.
So much targeted marketing. It's so way different than it used to be. But yeah, I like the hat. So let's get started. So look, I went to Ohio, and I went to Ohio to see my dad, and it'd been a little bit, probably, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, and it was a little too long, and I'm glad I got to go. I'm super glad that my daughter was able to be there just a couple weeks ago, and for him to get to see the grandbaby, and the pictures that they have of the grandbaby that he has that I don't even have. I want some of those pictures. They're just fantastic pictures. Everybody thinks their grandbaby's cute, and it's not. They're not, but mine is. Mine is. She's cool as fuck, and the personality is now starting to come through. And I guess when she was there, she just rolled over for the first time.
Really?
But then she was like, "What do I do now?
Yeah. What's the next step here?
What happens now? Where do I go?"
The wonders of life. I wish things were that simple.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see her again, and I'm not going to wait as long to go back to Ohio. Maybe, I don't know, about this summer, maybe early fall. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Just because there are just a number of people that I really wanted to see that I didn't get to see, but there was a certain priority list that I had, and I did manage to hit that priority list, which was really good. And one of the things was going back to, I think I have it on, I might have, I don't know, I have it on either Reels or TikTok. Went and worked out at Ironworks Gym.
Okay. Yeah.
We got in Thursday, and then Friday we went to Ironworks. I don't know, maybe it was Thursday. I don't. It's so ran together right now, but I got to see Jimmy, who was a former IFBB pro, who owns the gym, a good friend and mentor to me when it comes to bodybuilding. When I did my first show, he was there. You know, he came to the show with me and helped walk me through and things, and just a super guy. Just love Jimmy and appreciate Jimmy Momini. So if you're ever in Toledo, you want to go to an old school gym, like where you really do shit, where like real shit, tear down that existing body you have and rebuild another one. That's where it's at, and it's just that look, that feel, that non-commercial look.
Yeah. It's just
kind of thing.
Gritty. Like it's a gritty.
Very gritty.
Have you are you familiar with Nash? Somebody's recording you and you can't look somewhere, or like weird, like how Planet Fitness has like weird rules and stuff like that. None of that there. It's just about fucking grinding, like going at the daily grind and just getting it done.
Well, I did some videos there.
at Ironworks? Yeah.
Of course. Did some, actually quite a few of Dawn. And so she has that. She'll be posting. I have so much stuff I haven't even posted yet, but that was definitely cool. And I got to see Brandon Copeland, who's known as Midwest Kong, and him and we probably go back now. Probably longer than 15 years now.
Okay.
We go back, and I really wanted to see him. And it just so happened, I didn't know I was even going to call Jimmy, and I didn't. I just showed up at the gym, and Brandon was there, and it just worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, it couldn't have been better. And it did seem that way through the trip. There were little God signs of things that just were put in place for us to be able to do things or even get things. And I'll explain that in a minute, but things just set up, and that made being able to see Brandon again, because it had been a minute. He's, you know, such a great friend, and he's the kind of friend that is in an elite part of my circle.
Okay.
Because he's the kind that when I wasn't around, if somebody ever said shit about me, that shit didn't get said.
Yeah.
He shut him down real fucking quick.
Yeah.
You know, when people have your back when you're not around, that's a special kind of special kind of friend. And there's not a lot of those, but he's definitely one. And he's one of the, you know, as close as I am to a great number of people, he's somebody that if he literally told me he needed me to be there tomorrow, I'd take a red-eye flight tonight if I had to be there. I remember he wrote a children's book, and it's a really cool thing that he did. And when it first came out, this children's book, and it was about the new kid at school.
Okay.
And he was, you know, that's starting his whole Midwest Kong persona and brand, Midwest Kong. And so, you know, the character in the book is Kong, you know, like, and it's like,
I thought it'd be a little kid.
He didn't, like, if a white person did that, like, it would have been, but he did it. He did it, so it's totally okay.
Slides,
yeah, because he misses that stuff. He doesn't think that way. You know what I mean? Which is cool, which is beautiful about him. But he was having an event, you know, like people do when they have a book launch and stuff. He had an event at a library. And this is literally the day before that this event's taking place. He calls me and asks me if I could be there. And I showed up. I was there. It's an hour away, but like it didn't matter what was already on my schedule. I cleared it and made sure, you know, I was there because it was an important thing for him. And like I said, so getting to see him was really, really big, and kind of just gave me a little bit of weight off my shoulders. Like, cool, you know, because I appreciate having him in my life. When I got in trouble at the airport because I was dumb enough to carry a gun to the airport and didn't know it, and when I had to show up for court for that, he went.
Okay.
He was going to testify. Now, none of my witnesses ended up testifying.
Yeah.
But he was there to testify if needed.
Yeah.
And we thought that would happen, but it just worked out that, I got the charges thrown out and everything, and worked out good for me.
Well, that's just a good friend.
But that was really excellent. So that was one. Then, of course, seeing my dad and going out to eat and things like that. Went to a place called Benchmark. And I'm sorry to say this about Benchmark. They're a little off the mark right now. Benchmark is not on the mark.
What happened?
It just like the steak. If you order a medium steak, it should be pretty solid pink inside.
Yeah.
It should not be pretty solid red.
No,
and I'm talking a wide chunk of redness, not a little. Yeah, or even medium rare. I don't even know if it was medium rare, but it was definitely not medium.
Yeah, kind of just like that.
And I had kind of asked for medium plus.
Okay.
So this was not even close. If I know now that I'm going to get a steak that has that's not on a super hot plate, then I'll go ahead and get it medium, since it's actually going to continue to cook on the plate.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't do that, I've been ordering medium plus, and I've been having more success with that. And just the flavor of it, it's $100 steak, man. This is $95 steak, and I got that for me, got it for Dawn. No, she got the smaller filet. My dad's girlfriend got the American Wagyu, though, filet, 8 ounce. And my dad got... I don't remember what he got, but his was way on the red side too. But he kept it and ate it. We sent ours back. It just the whole French onion soup was so strong. The broth was
like salty,
extra. It was like it was concentrated. Like there wasn't enough water in it or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was very, very strong. Because we had, I had the clam chowder the next night at a different restaurant, but Dawn had the French onion soup, and everybody said the French onion soup was way better the second night than the first night, because we went to 2 different restaurants.
Yeah, the night that you weren't there.
And dude, this with tip, this is $600 meal for 4 people.
Well,
and
you shouldn't have to send anything back.
Yeah, and it just is not as good as I remember. And like they had some issues. They opened a seafood place across the street from that restaurant, which I thought was a totally dumb place to put it. In town. And now they've changed the name of that. It was Claude's Seafood. Now it's Claude's something and Grill, or I don't know.
You know what's crazy is, Angie's Grill around here, right? Mm-hmm. They've kind of done the same thing. It used to be Angie's Lobster Rolls. Now it's like Angie's Lobster Roll and Grill. And I'm not gonna get too far in it, but the lobster portions went way down, prices went way up, so people started getting like their other items. But I've noticed that like things that offer seafood, they always end up going into seafood and grill at some point. I don't know if it's just because they underestimate like how much it's gonna cost, or
Mancy's Blue Water Grill, which is where we went the second night. Mancy's is the most well-known steakhouse in Toledo, but I ate there. I never had the best food there either. It was never terrible or bad. It was a good restaurant, but they had another one, Mancy's Blue Water Grill, that had more seafood, and they have the same steaks there, just a different chef. And I've had better meals there, so I go to that one, and that one was $600 with tip for 6 of us. Okay. So the prices were slightly different a little bit, but yeah, you're going to pay $600. So you have a certain expectation for what the food quality is.
Not just food quality, but the overall service, like everything, the atmosphere. Like
for sure.
When people are paying top dollar for top dollar experiences, they should get a top dollar experience.
And my dad, when the bill came, you want me to chip in there? It's like, you got $600. He goes, I got 200.
He's like, I got this one, pal.
I got it. I got you, man. I'm here.
I appreciate the gesture, though.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but I got you. And we did that. We had dessert both nights and everything, but Mancy's Blue Water Grill. Now, so what happened was that I'm going to share is that I think I've said that I wasn't, hadn't recently been close to my sister at all. And we had some issues, and that just happens in my family. Growing up, that was the dysfunctional part of my family and wider family. This person wasn't talking to this person wasn't talking to that person, and it might last 5-10 years, and then they're talking again, and then they're not talking again, and that's just the way.
I got family like that too.
Yeah, that it just seems like when I grew up, I mean, I didn't learn that shit on my own.
No, it's just kind of how.
And two, I'm not just of that age and been there for a while. Like, if you're not on my team, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I don't spend much time focus on it. It's not that I don't care, but why I'm going to focus on it and beat myself up, be depressed. Like, I just don't focus on it. I focus on other things, and that's just how I've operated. Yeah. So it comes off like I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm not empathetic, but that's really not the case. It's just how I deal with it.
I'm the same exact way when it comes to family. Like, because there's certain lines, like for me, there's certain lines you don't cross. Like, I let shit slide, but there's just, everybody has that line where if you go past this line, it's over. And I've had family members cross that line to the point where I don't really say much. I just cut them off. Like, I don't focus too much energy on it. I just cut them off.
Yeah.
And then eventually rekindle somehow. But they piss me off. I don't feel like talking to them, and then I'll talk to you when I'm not pissed off at you anymore.
Yeah. And I don't even stay like mad, really, Like, I just accept it, and it's okay.
I don't waste energy on it, but
yeah, I don't waste energy on it. That's for sure. So, and my thing is loyalty. Like, friendships and family. My thing is loyalty to an extreme. My thing is loyalty.
It takes effort.
And I don't ask people for much very often because I'm usually the one that gets asked, not the one that does the asking. And if I ask something very, very simple that you don't even really have to go out of your way at all, I mean, it's almost nothing, and you tell me no, you have a right to say no. But then I'm like, really? Because if this thing that isn't it's important to me, or I wouldn't have asked, but it's not making you go out of the way. And it's just, but what if something was actually really serious?
Yeah.
If I can't have you on this, how's that going to work on serious stuff?
Oh, yeah.
And maybe I shouldn't have extrapolated that and played that out in my head, but I did.
I mean, I know what you mean. 100%.
Does that make sense?
No, because loyalty requires effort, and like just because you're blood doesn't automatically mean you're loyal. Like, a lot of people are,
and we're not blood.
Yeah.
My sister was adopted. I'm adopted, but I've always treated my family and my mom and dad like they were my mom and dad.
Yeah.
That I was told very early on, before I understood what it meant, I was told that I was adopted. And I remember that they gave us, I don't know if my sister had one, I don't have it anymore, this little wooden gavel that was given to the judge, whoever approved the adoption or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like that. There was this little, I remember having that. And I was, I think, 8 or 9 weeks old, where my sister was like 3 days old when we got her.
Oh, okay.
But I was a couple months in before I was adopted. And I think they told my mom, like, they made it sound like I was disformed or had a crazy big head or something. That just came to me. I remember her saying that, like, then when she saw me, like, this kid is deformed. Because actually, I've been good looking my whole life. Honestly. Like, I was a cute fucking kid. Even when my mom gave me shitty haircuts, I was still cute. And it's just,
everybody had to endure the shitty mom haircuts at some point. Grandma, whoever it was, you had to go through at least once.
It was bad. So there was that, but but they told me at one point, like, because I had always known, and it became an issue with a cousin of mine because she was adopted.
Yeah.
With her parents, it became an issue like that. She wanted to meet her. They were having, also troubles, and she wanted to meet her real parents.
Okay.
And I was always asked, and even as an adult, I'd been asked, "Don't you want to find see if they're still alive?" And I said, "No, I'm just glad I wasn't killed.
Yeah.
That they didn't abort me, and my parents are my parents, and it just is what it is." And I never, because of that, I handled things a little differently. It had been brought up to me, even by therapists at different times, but other individuals, about, possibly having abandonment issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought I did. But now, being 58 and looking back, it was an issue. That was part of it, because that's part of the whole loyalty and are you with me?
Yeah.
And, it's all related to abandonment. And that really came out in talking to a friend of mine, super close friend of mine, and him having similar, even though he had a good relationship with his father, as an 30-year-old adult and on until his dad passed, there were issues prior to that.
Yeah.
And there were abandonment issues that he never dealt with or thought. He didn't think he had it because he got a relationship back, and it was good. And just because I hadn't focused on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
easy.
I didn't think it was an issue. So there was kind of all that kind of stuff.
It's easy to overlook that.
And my dad asked me if I talked to my sister, and I said sure. And then so we decided to have breakfast at the restaurant. So I started a restaurant called TT Top Cafe in Genoa that was always was at one time Betty's Country Kitchen. And when I was a little kid, it was called Felbinger's, and they had the old style ice cream in the back when I was a kid.
Nice.
So you got to think back to the 70s, what an old style with black and white tile, like you would see in a Rockefeller thing, or not
like
Rockefeller. What was
something.
it? The other things that they used to paint and put up, the different life things, but it wasn't Rockefeller. It was.
I'm not too sure about that one.
Yeah, I'm asking you. Can't help me with that one.
That's a little further
You can't help
back.
me. Maybe Bob's listening. Bob can help me with that, all that artist rendering. But it was very old school. But it had been turned into a burger joint, and the guy had a few different places, and he went through a divorce, and he closed this one. So I wasn't even really buying a business. I was buying the equipment in the building.
Okay.
Because there was no business takeover. It was shut. And I did that when I was 20 years old.
Damn.
Yeah, 1989.
And
I graduated in 86, right? And it just didn't work out for me the way I wanted it to, or what I really needed. And it did work out for my parents. And, then it worked out for my mom and dad, and they owned it for a number of years. And I think my sisters had it the last 20 years.
Oh,
Norman Rockwell?
Norman Rockwell. So it was Rockwell. I was right. Okay.
Thanks to Bob, by the way.
Thank you, Bob. See, I knew Bob could help me. Norman Rockwell. Norman Rockwell paintings.
Okay.
Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, I missed that whole old timey diner look. I wish all restaurants looked like that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
There's more. It's just more welcoming.
It was like that then. I mean, it's changed now. Just basic diner, small town diner thing. But there's no place else to go in town for a small town diner. There's a bar.
Yeah, I'm sure that gets plenty.
And they get plenty of action.
Yeah.
You want bar food. There's McDonald's, which was a big deal because we used to have to drive 10, 15 minutes
to
get to a McDonald's when I was a kid. And then the Taco Bell that we had in town was at the gas station. It was like literally part of the gas station.
Was it one of those dual ones, or did it have
smart.
its own
It had its own side.
Okay.
But it was in the same building thing, and small.
Because you've seen those ones where it's like two fast food joints, but they each have their own half of the building. It's split right down the middle.
Yeah, not even as nice as that.
Oh, okay.
All right. And they just built their own like a regular standalone Taco Bell.
Okay.
So that space was open, and that space is now called Champ's Chicken.
Okay.
And the one night when I think maybe it was Thursday night, when Dawn and I, when we got in, we went and had pizza at the Village Idiot. So I took her to my favorite pizza place in Maumee, It's some of the best pizza in the entire country. So we went there, and then we met my dad. Well, they had gotten chicken from Champ's Chicken, and I don't think it was really setting that well. And my dad said it wasn't all that good. His girlfriend said it was all right, and I was like, Champ's Chicken. You got chicken at a fucking gas station.
Yeah.
How good is gas station chicken gonna be? I mean, your expectation should be about the same as gas station sushi, right? Like it's not.
So I will say, we did.
Don't tell me you like gas station sushi.
No, not sushi. But there was a local gas station. It's a restaurant, but the same people owned multiple gas stations in the area. It's called Buena Vista Chicken. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but they make their chicken in their gas stations. It's not like it originated from the gas station. They get the recipe from the restaurant, but the chicken is still fucking good. Like it is what it is. They have cheap gas and good chicken, and honestly, they place it it's in a great spot in the hood. So like it gets all sorts of.
I bet it
traffic.
does.
Anyways, I like the chicken there. So there is every once in a while some good gas station chicken.
All right.
Never had
I'll
chance.
go with your word on that. What do you got, Leo?
There was a Church's off of Power and McKillop's. Maybe it's there still, maybe not, but same thing. It was kind of like side. It was its own standalone thing, but it was inside the same building as the gas station there. I wasn't gonna knock it. We
Did you
went
say
to
Church's?
Church's Chicken.
Yeah, I know Church's Chicken.
They had their own the same thing kind of like implemented into it. But I will say throughout my lifetime there has been a few gas stations where they make their own like kind of like not like chicken but chicken tenders or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a few out there that won't disappoint. It got the nice the potato bites or whatever you call them, like the potato wedges or whatever.
Say
I know one for a fact. It's off of Ironwood and I want to say Baseline. The gas station looks like shit. Don't get me wrong, but the food not that bad, and it won't give you stomach issues either. So
there you go. That's what matters.
they're usually in the hood. Honestly, that's where the best ones are.
The breakfast was great at my sister's, and you know what was really good is to imagine this. So this restaurant has been open since 1989, or been in our family since 1989, and I found this coffee company called S&G, and they might have changed their name now, but my sister said they're using the same coffee company that I found in 1989. So there's 11 years on top of 26.
Yeah.
That's 37 years. Hard to believe. You know what is also funny? They had to take the sign down because they put a new roof up. But when I originally put up the sign that said TT Top Cafe underneath it, I put established 1989. And people used to make fun of it. Well, I said, you won't make fun of it 10 years from now.
Yeah.
But now to think about it, 37 years later.
Why the fuck would they care if it said established 1989?
I don't know.
It's a fact.
Well, that's when I opened it.
Yeah,
I put it when I opened it. I put
literally
it.
what happened.
I know, right? Dude, hometown, small town people.
Yeah.
Literally, the town's 2,200 people. Dawn thought she was from a small town until she just visited my small town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not much
and
to
I
talk
got to
about.
show her where the house that I grew up in. And then down the street, on the exact same street, 3 blocks down, my grandma's house.
Okay.
Across from my grandma's house was my aunt's house.
You kept it in the neighborhood.
Okay, look, if there wouldn't have been in houses between us, we could have gotten away with being Amish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like where you have 3
Especially
houses
out
on the
there
same
in
property.
More rural area, yeah. 100%.
It's just like that, yeah. And then I showed her the house that actually was around the corner, the first house that I bought in Genoa. And so she got to see, a few things like
more
that.
about Troy.
Yeah.
Not just hearing about
the
it, but seeing
quarry, that's where we'd go swimming. We didn't have a community pool. We had a quarry that was actually a working quarry at one time.
Not Nelson Ledges, is it? Is it Nelson Ledges quarry that you
No,
went to?
no, it's in Genoa. It's Genoa Quarry.
I didn't know Genoa had a quarry.
Genoa has a quarry, and my dad reiterated the same things that I thought. Like there was somebody that stole a car and drove it into the quarry. Like there were some champion horses that died in it when the quarry first sprung the spring and just couldn't get out.
Yeah.
and that there was a train down there. I don't know how many sections of a train.
Why is that such a common thing with quarries? At the Nelson Ledges, there's fucking cars at the bottom of Nelson Ledges quarry. Like, there's just fucking the most random, massive objects in these quarries.
And like, it's deep enough that I know people who have gone scuba diving there.
Yeah, and you see like they take pictures.
And the quarry was always on the cool side because the spring is cool water, coming from the bottom up and stuff. So
it's just weird that that's like a destination for all those
guess
things.
Somebody recently drowned there.
Oh,
Don't say off, man. That's happened too. A friend of mine killed himself at the edge of the quarry. Yeah.
What? Why? Like he just like let his body
he
go?
was he supposedly shot himself. I don't think he killed himself.
No.
I don't think there was a real investigation. That's getting into all kinds of other shit.
Oh, yeah.
He was a kid that was picked on when I was in school because he was a little overweight, but he wasn't gigantically overweight. And he'd get in a lot of fights and fought just fighting back. He wasn't like me. He tried to, get away. But I was friends with him. He wasn't weird. He liked Ozzy Osbourne and Kiss.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing I could think of. It was
seems pretty normal to me.
Yeah, it was pretty normal shit, So yeah, that happened. So we've had some shit.
Quarries is just attract a weird energy, like a chaotic energy, but also like a positive. It's just like so many different things that it attracts. It's interesting that you mentioned all these things about that because it's almost like a parallel to what I hear about what goes on back at ours at Nelson Ledges. And I don't know, maybe it's just like the area, it's like secluded and like you're just out in nature, you're by yourself, and some thoughts just happen to win.
In the quarry, in the woods right there that were surrounding it, we're right next to the baseball fields. Okay. So that's where we would sneak back and like we would be playing like spin the bottle and shit.
I thought you said getting hammered and like smoking.
So we were close to it. So like you didn't have to like do it in front of everybody. You could like walk off a little bit, maybe not come back for a minute.
So this one, it's supposed to last a minute, 60 seconds. Come on, guys.
The
rest of us want to play.
So funny. So funny. So yeah, I guess she got to see all that kind of stuff, and it was good. And so I did get to talk to my sister. We did make up. So we kissed and made up. So we're on
good terms now. And so we invited her and her husband to come out to dinner with us. I changed the reservation to Mancy's. And like I said, it was the same for 6 of us. It was 4 of us the previous night, but we all had a good time and good meal. But that also leads to, we went up to the restaurant one more time on Monday morning. And so I was about to pay for breakfast for everyone. And like I said, it's my sister's restaurant, and the waitress said that my sister got breakfast. And I was like, all right. So I gave the waitress a $100 tip. Just for...
I think she shit.
Just for not being a dickhead, basically. Yeah.
No, she was super, super nice. She was a great waitress. But back to the coffee. So the coffee, I didn't finish the coffee story. So the coffee, this restaurant for 37 years, the same motherfucking coffee company. How I picked the coffee company, think of this. This is pretty smart for a 20-year-old kid who'd never run a restaurant. I had all these companies that wanted to sell me coffee, and so I made a pot of every single one of the coffee companies. Whatever their basic, coffee was you were going to serve, not 3 different types or whatever.
Colombian.
Yeah, just your basic coffee. And I let the pot sit for over an hour. Because what happens is it starts to get bitter.
Yeah.
Right? So I wanted to see whose coffee was good an hour later. And this coffee you didn't know was sitting an hour. That's how good that coffee was. Now, I love, and this is not picking on them, I love Over Easy here in Arizona, where we're at. They have a few different locations, probably my number one breakfast place. But if I have coffee there, I'll drink about a half a cup. They'll warm it up. I'll drink another half. So I'm really only drinking a cup of coffee. When I was sitting, without me thinking about it, I easily drank 4 cups of coffee or more. Because it was that good. It went down that easy with no weird taste at all. Okay. It was that fucking good. And I told my sister, just joking, you ought to get one of those neon signs and have fun with it.
World's
This
best
is world's
coffee.
best coffee.
Yeah.
It's Genoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why not? 2,200 people. Put that
Like
up there.
every New
She
York-
actually liked that idea.
So every
I'm
diner in New
not-
York has
Their
those
brother's
fucking-
not so dumb.
Yeah.
I still have an idea now and then.
Quick question, though.
Yeah,
Like,
please.
doesn't it, even though, like, you know, you said you weren't like constantly fretting over it and like wasting energy on it, doesn't it feel good to like kind of like bury that hatchet with someone when you kind of been estranged in some way or another? Like, it's not, might not be like a giant relief for your shoulders, but like just something like just feels a little bit better, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm probably not good at admitting that,
It's okay.
but that's probably,
To some degree, yeah.
it's more true than not.
Yeah. Because
I would say. Well, and two, because I never had any issue with her kids.
Okay.
You know, I liked both of my niece and my nephew,
Mhm.
but I hadn't really talked to them either.
Yeah.
Now, they could have talked to me if they wanted to, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
hard
true.
for kids in that situation because, they knew what was going on. You want to be loyal to your parents. So
Yeah.
I get that too. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. But if they would have ever asked me for anything or called me or just wanted to
Yeah,
talk,
for sure.
or if they actually needed something, I would have done it.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
that was never a doubt. There was nothing in between us and them. But I did get to see my niece. I didn't get to see my nephew. I got to see Alyssa, and she might be interesting to talk to here at some point because she's trying to do acting and trying to do it in Toledo is
Wow.
not a easy
Yeah.
thing.
That's not.
But actually, she's done some political commercials.
Okay.
And she had a lottery commercial, I think. She did a lottery commercial, and then they've renewed it, and they're paying her more than what they paid her when she originally shot it, and she doesn't have to do anything.
Huh.
She just has to agree that they can use it for another year or
They must have
whatever.
got a new
But they
deal.
save on the cost of redoing another
Yeah.
commercial,
Mhm.
too, so they can afford to pay him
Yeah.
more like that. And the politics one, she was getting a call. She didn't know if she wanted to. I'm like, it doesn't have to align to your politics.
Yeah. Like,
Take their fucking money.
you're just in the
Just
commercial.
take their money. Okay.
Nobody's holding this to you.
Nobody's going to hold it
At
against
all.
you that you did it for whichever side. Do it for both fucking sides. Who cares?
Yeah.
Take
their
their money,
money.
especially since other people are turning it down.
Yeah.
Like, because they might be worried about that. Take the fucking money.
Yeah.
The more stuff you have,
I agree. 100%.
it's just like practicing. The more you practice, the more you actually do something, better you're gonna be. But she was in a couple movies. My sister sent me the one movie. Let me look that up.
Or like a local movie or something.
No, I guess it was opened in different places. Well, let's check it out. I haven't checked it out.
Say Ohio
But we're
actually
gonna-
does have like a decent, like maybe not in Toledo,
Well,
but the
and
film scene's not bad out there. Local film.
I did say that. I did mention to her like Georgia.
Yeah.
She has some friends down in Georgia.
Mhm.
Because Georgia's a big place now
Yep.
for tax breaks and everything.
Yeah, they always film. They film a lot of
so
that
I
shit
was
there.
like, you're young, man. If this is something you really are pursuing, don't pursue it halfway.
Yeah.
You
all
know,
in.
I'm not about half ass. I'm about whole ass. Get
Yeah,
your
I
whole
get the
ass
whole
in.
ass in
Get your
there.
whole ass in there, man. That's what I'm about.
No, I'm with you 100%.
And so, yeah, I got to look up my sister sent it to me. Oh, and then, jeez, I got my dad in TVs. It's called The Lifeguards.
The life.
You
okay.
can look it up on Google, or maybe I can share it with you.
Is it on like a streaming service or something, or? YouTube?
I don't know. Something.
I would imagine YouTube. YouTube is the easiest way for those smaller film.
You
crews.
can look it up. 2024. It is a low-budget independent comedy film about a rule-following high school senior who joins a group of fun-loving country club lifeguards and learns to loosen up over the summer
Right-
with
right
the
here.
coming of age.
Got the trailer? Yeah, premiere March 1st, 2024.
And I guess it was somebody whose parents, like this director, whoever did the movie, his parents are a couple wealthy attorneys, so they
Oh,
were
so they
kind of
had-
bankrolling it.
Okay.
But they had a little red carpet deal.
Yeah,
And filming at the
like an
local
opening,
theater. And it
yeah.
opened at other theaters
Yeah.
too. Does it list? Because in what I'm seeing, yeah. So this was it. It was filmed at Sylvania Country Club,
Okay.
which is Sylvania's a nice suburb right next to Toledo.
Yeah, I don't know if it lists. It might list it. It might say it in the
Oh, and
trailer.
the director, the writer. This is the one she was telling me about. Her parents were the attorneys, Johnny Antonini.
I don't know that name. I've never heard that before. I figured I'd see him on a billboard or something, but maybe
Yeah.
not.
I was just looking. But yeah, so I'm gonna watch that. Check her, see how
What,
check out the movie. 'Cause
What's her role in it?
I don't know. That's what I was trying to look in here.
Oh, so yeah, that might be a little bit more harder
Exactly.
to find
Do
out.
they have a list of the cast on there? We click on or
Say unless they have a full IMDb page. I don't know.
I think they have a page. Looks like it.
You tend to do so. It's like more legitimized when you have a page like that.
There you go. Alyssa, right down at the bottom there,
Alyssa Mullins is Maggie.
as Maggie. So at least she's one of the people that's named.
Yeah, absolutely. Say the AI just pulled her up
Right.
immediately.
That's pretty cool.
No hallucinations. Wait, Kristen Bell was in this? Oh, that's the other one that they're bringing up. Okay, I was like, wait a second, hold on, Kristen Bell's in this shit? Like, you say this is low budget? I was like, the whole budget would have been for her.
But really cool. So
That is cool.
I invited her to come out too. Like, just come out and visit. Just all you gotta do is get on a plane, man.
Yeah, I
You come
know.
out here,
It's
see your uncle, you're gonna have a great time.
yeah, and it's way nicer.
So I hope she does. So my dad too. So my dad has had nothing but problems with his internet since, and other people who have, parents are, let's say above the age of 65.
Yeah.
My dad's 83. So I've been telling you guys my dad was 85 or 86.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's
He's 83.
Yeah, it's off a little bit.
So yeah, I kind of fucked that up a little bit, but
Sorry, Dad.
yeah, that's what I said. Sorry. Yeah,
My bad.
yeah,
You're as old
I
as
don't
you feel.
yep. That's it. So other people who deal with parents this age are going to identify with this. So his internet and everything has been fucked up since my mom died. So it's been a while. He doesn't know what his password is, doesn't
boy.
know what his network is, like nothing. And I had bought him, a while back ago, a TV that was at least a smart TV, you
Yeah.
know? And I think it got left in the box for 2 years.
What?
And then finally it got hooked up, and I guess it went bad. Like, and if I'd have known, I'd have taken it back.
Yeah,
It
you
was
would've-
like, I don't know, but something. I didn't know. So somebody else gave him this TV that didn't look smart TV ready. So I was like, fuck this. So I decided I was going shopping Monday. That's why I didn't do the show Monday.
Yeah.
Because I had breakfast in the morning with the family, and then I decided I was going to go on this mission Monday, which was all about my dad. And he told me this more than once. He wanted the TV stand he had, I gave to him. But he wanted a TV stand with a fireplace in it. Like an electric fireplace.
Oh yeah, like built
And they
into
throw
it.
off some heat too, So I'm looking, just so you understand, in the middle of April, TV stands with fireplaces in them that's not seasonal.
No.
Okay, you have to order that shit online, probably. You're not and so I went Home Depot, Lowe's, and now I'm at Menards. So Menards is like a lower budget
Mhm.
Home Depot.
People love
Right?
that place. They love Menards.
You know Menards.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
most people don't know Menards.
No, they're
See,
not.
Leo doesn't know
So they're
Menards.
not out
but
here.
you do because Ohio.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we went to Menards. And then the one I really wanted, they had one in stock, so they wouldn't sell me the display because they didn't have them together. And I didn't have time to put shit together.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to hire somebody to put shit together because I don't put that shit together for myself. I don't do that shit. I hire people to do it. And I've even been saying, I'll hire somebody to come in and take care of his TV and set it all up. And in fact, we even called the cable company because my dad still has a home phone.
Oh boy.
Like a legitimate home phone and a legitimate home number.
My grandparents still have one.
And it's been a mess, the phone. And he kept telling me to call him on the cell, and I'd call him on his cell and he wouldn't answer. So then I'd still have to call.
Sounds
This
like
is so
me.
many times in a row. And then finally we figured out last night when we were home, I called him on the home phone because he didn't answer his cell phone. And I said, Dad, you got your cell phone right there? He goes, yeah. I said, well, while I'm on the phone with you on your home phone, I'm going to have Dawn call your cell phone. So Dawn did. He can't hear it ring. You know why he couldn't hear it ring?
Oh, it's silent.
Because he didn't have the volume turned up.
Yeah. Yep.
But he insisted something else was wrong
Yep.
for 4 days.
Yep. I know how this goes. This sounds like
All
your
right.
grandparents.
Yeah. So that's what this is. So we even called the cable companies and we need you to come out. Oh, so not only so I bought him the TV stand at Menards. I found one. They had one that was out on display that they didn't have in the back room, so they were willing to sell it to me. And in fact, I offered to buy the other one on display with no discount. But then when they told me I couldn't have that one and they said, well, we got this one, I said, well, what's the discount? So they
Yeah.
gave me $25 off.
Okay.
Not that I cared, but I just had to ask. Like,
Yeah.
it's the floor model. Like, this
Give
one,
it
this is not
something.
my first choice. But it actually is nice. It worked out perfect for him. Perfect size. It did work out perfectly. So, but before we bought that, when we had checked Lowe's, they didn't have it, but we were close to Costco. So I said, let's go to Costco. And I decided to buy him a TV. I cannot believe the deal we got on this TV. And it's 4 HD UK OLED. It's not the QLED,
Yeah.
but the OLED is good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not the bottom one. And 65 inch, and like the same thing between TCL and Sony was $300 for the exact same electronics
Yeah.
inside of it. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And so I got him a 65-inch TV this time.
Oh,
Well, I
yeah.
think the previous time I got him a 50-inch. Now, and you got to realize his apartment, like what we're sitting here in the studio, okay, watching TV at his place would be like sitting where I'm at, and they're right
Yeah,
there
it's
on
right
the wall,
there, yeah.
a 65-inch. I mean, what do we got here? We got to have 40 something.
It's like a
48?
42, I think.
42, yeah, 60.
Yeah.
At close. It's going to be like a movie theater. And in fact, I thought about getting him a sound bar, but that would have really complicated shit. And I'm like, I am
Yeah.
not doing that. Like,
Say, unless you're willing to
maybe
sign
next
up for
trip.
that.
Maybe next
Yeah.
trip. Because I got to
No
take care of this.
Bluetooth. It's already be
Nobody's-
all wired in too. Like,
Oh, my
no
God.
Bluetooth.
Yes.
hell no.
So we bought the TV, and then since we were there, we thought he needed some new clothes. So I wanted to. He had these jogging pants that I'm like, oh, you know, and I'm talking about sweatshirt material jogging pants,
Yeah.
right? That he's had for a while. Okay, so long that they get the like little fuzz balls in them
Yeah,
and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Okay, that's when they're done. They're done, right? So I wanted to get him something like my Lululemon pants, but that had a stretchy top, and they did have a closed bottom but stretchy top, and they looked more like casual
Yeah,
pants
mhm.
than. I mean, yeah, you could wear them as joggers in the gym, and I did not expect to find them at Costco. They had one brand. They had double XL, which is the biggest size they had, and double XL was perfect. And they had just put them out, it looks like. I bought 2 in every color. 2 black, 2 blue, 2 light gray or off-white or whatever it was.
Now he's got some new pants.
She's got some new pants.
Hell yeah.
And I just started loading up with golf shirts and T-shirts and stuff, and it was like Christmas. His girlfriend is an Indians fan.
Okay.
And you got to realize we're in Toledo. Toledo's closer to Detroit than Cleveland,
Yeah. Mhm.
right? And they actually had, they didn't have anything for Detroit, but she's a Cleveland fan. She'll root for Detroit if they're not playing Cleveland. She just likes baseball, right?
Mhm.
But I got her a nice little women's Guardian shirt, you know, that the button like almost like a jersey. It didn't have a number on it, but like
Yeah.
a jersey.
It's just, yeah.
But it was just perfect because that was her team, and there was no other team available there. That's what I mean, these little God moments, like that it was just perfect that
Yeah,
something
it's
was
just-
there. Or these pants that I thought I was going to have to go on the search or go to Kohl's Big and Tall or, something. I was going to have to do something, but I didn't expect to find them that day and to find them just to be perfect. And he did try a pair on, and they look great. So now he's going to be styling now again, like you should, because you're my
He's got
dad.
a big ass
I'm
TV.
You're also representing me. Okay, I'm not just representing you. You're representing me, and I'm gonna have my
Reflections work both ways.
Yes, I want my old man to look good. So we did that. That was great. Then we went and got the TV stand because it was more on the way home, and it was just like Christmas, man, just like Christmas because they could be pulling out this. Oh, we rented a Rebel Ram truck. That's what we ended up renting because they didn't have any BMW X5s. And good thing, because the stuff I bought, I would have never been able to fit in this thing. That's what I mean. Everything happened like for a reason that was just crazy
like
that I
layaway
didn't even
for
know
you.
at the time.
It's like
I
layaway.
didn't even know that I was going to do those things or might need that. And then I was able to do it at the last minute. I didn't have to ask anybody else for help. It's just
worked
God.
out.
It's just God working, man. God does special things for me. He does. And I could just see it in action all the time, and it's just crazy. So we did that and loaded him all up, and it was fantastic. So it was like having Christmas with my dad, and
Yeah, Christmas in
that was
April.
the trip. Christmas in April.
Hell yeah.
That was our trip.
Well, speaking of God,
Yes.
we do have we do have an interesting. I'm actually curious about your opinion on it because you're not as soft as most. I've seen a lot of people who are devout followers of him completely say I no longer support you because of this. I'm curious what you think, and then I'll chime in.
Yeah, for sure. So, a couple stories about Trump that have to do with religion here over the last 4 or 5 days and over the weekend. It all started with Pope Leo. And Pope Leo coming out speaking about the war with Iran. And Trump did what Trump does. He felt like it was an attack, and so he attacked back at the Pope. And I got to tell you, I didn't like the previous Pope. I don't particularly like this Pope either. But then again, I'm not Catholic. So it doesn't matter to me, really.
But he
in
loves
that case.
baseball, Troy. How could you not like him? He likes baseball. That's what they're.
Okay, is that
when
what
he
they say?
when he got put in, they're like, yeah, he's from Chicago. He's a White Sox fan, and they're trying to make him seem like he's gonna be the best fucking Pope ever because of that.
Well, I would figure he'd be a White Sox fan.
Yeah, from Chicago at least.
Yeah. And not a Cubs fan. You know what I mean?
And he's the first American Pope, right?
Yep.
So
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the direction the church has gone. And, to me, actually, my dad lives and his girlfriend, they both have separate apartments. They don't live together. There's some senior housing that they have that's a part of the United Church of Christ.
Okay.
And the United Church of Christ has gone off the rails from when I was a kid.
Why
It was
is
just a basic Protestant because they have, they have gay pastor. Is there any other way to say it?
No.
They have a gay pastor.
They have a gay pastor, huh? I didn't know that was possible, to be honest.
And in Genoa,
Yeah, this a small town, no less.
it just not that you can't go. I don't mean anything by that. People take it. I don't want to get into that right now, but they went off the rail.
Yeah.
I think they lost at least a third of their churches.
Well, I'm sure.
Because this is stuff going on with the higher up
Yeah.
part
Mhm.
of the church. They're
Yeah.
very, very, very liberal. Okay.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, they are. And so the Pope, Trump getting into it with the Pope, and people saying, well, the Pope, the Catholic churches, they're supposed to be for peace. They're supposed to be anti-war. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Even Candace Owens opening up about the shit because she's Catholic now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you fucking people are nuts. You really lost that much. You don't go very far in history. Like, really? And understand the wars that the Catholic Church was involved in and the wars fought in the name of the Catholic Church.
Yes.
Or the Church of England, which was almost the same, or all the other shit. Are you kidding? We have, when you really think about it, and everything going on with Iran right now, Islam and others, people think we're more advanced than we are. Literally, we just started watching last night, The House of David. Okay, it's on Prime. And it opens up with David, I believe, fighting the Philistines. I believe it was, the giant,
Yeah. The
David slayed the Goliath. What was a Philistine? I could be wrong. He could have been something, whatever. But it opens up with war.
Yeah. But it paints them in a good light. That's why it doesn't count. That's why.
Well, that's the Jews fighting. They've all been fighting.
Oh, absolutely.
For thousands and thousands. This is 1000 BC.
I mean, there's crusades.
So there's 3,000 years. And you want to tell me that the Catholic Church has some type of moral authority over war? The crooks? Don't throw that shit at me. Because I could take Candace or any of these fuckers to task. I've been to the fucking Vatican. You been to the Vatican? Because I've been there. You know what you see at the Vatican when you do a tour?
What's that?
You see the greatest art ever assembled in the world in one place. Do you know how they got it?
They took it.
They stole it.
From everybody.
They took it in war. So you motherfuckers want to come at me like you're this religion of peace and bullshit. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's what I'm saying.
Crusades have literally been fought for
Get the
Catholicism.
fuck out of here with that holier than thou shit. That ain't going to fly with me. And again, I got a straight connection. And, somebody even tried to say Adam. Was it Adam? Adam on PBD. Like it's almost like the Pope was holier than us or the most spiritual.
Yeah, right.
Fuck that. He's not even Catholic. Are you kidding me? He's the most spiritual guy in the world.
Fuck no.
Dude, God doesn't look at the Pope. I'm sorry. This is going to offend some people. And I give 2 fucks. The Pope, and I'm saying fucks, and I'll keep saying fuck. The Pope is not more holier or more spiritual than I am. He is not a better Christian than I am. I don't even know if he is a Christian. Okay? Because it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes Catholics identify as Christians, sometimes they don't. Seems like they're trying to slip in on our Christian side, a little bit.
Whatever pushes their agenda forward.
Because it's more typically your Protestants.
Yeah.
Like that. Or evangelical or whatever. Just bullshit. So I give 2 fucks about Pope and the President Trump and what he posts, because that's what Trump has done.
It's trolling.
Is from the beginning of time. What I don't like is I don't like that Riley Gaines said something about it.
Yeah.
About these posts that Trump made and this Jesus. And she has a different view than me. And that's fine. But Trump coming out, well, I don't really like Riley Gaines. I never really liked her. You mean the woman that's the face of not having men in women's sports?
Yeah.
The thing you championed?
Yeah.
You're going to talk shit about her? Like, Jesus, dude. Like,
he does get real
fuck,
petty. He gets so petty like that.
That's just silly.
Yeah.
Like, I watched Candace yesterday, and the stuff she talked about Charlie, was interesting, and the things that she put together, the new stuff, was very, very interesting. And she backed it all up. And then she went into a whole little tirade about Trump and how Trump has, abandoned his base and this and this and this.
Sold out. They
it's
say
like,
he sold out to
give
Israel.
me the fuck. Yeah. And that stuff, I don't follow Candace for that. I disagree with her on that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to ditch Candace altogether, because she is working on something that I do care a lot about, and that I do believe in the work that she's done and the facts that she's brought, because she backs it up with real documents.
Yep.
Like even in the Tyler Robinson thing, just other new documents that are being produced now that have to do with disclosure of the defense team trying to get certain documents or certain things from the prosecuting team, which they're entitled to. And then the prosecuting team said, well, we don't really have that. We're not going to really present that. So, and it's like, what? That doesn't make sense. It's just little things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go off on a whole little Candace rant about Tyler Robinson, but I just following her on that. Like, you don't have to target everybody like that. And I too wish, even though my support has not changed for President Trump. And so even, do I wish like he wouldn't do some stuff? Probably more the whole Jesus thing that we're going to talk about now. Like, I don't really know if it's Jesus or he's trying to be Jesus. And it's just dumb, man. Like, we don't need that shit added to it, because then you make us defend you for all this other stuff, and this is what we care about.
Yeah.
We care about the fucking border. We still care about fucking Epstein, and I'm tired of you smashing me about over Epstein. And I don't care if you smash me. You don't get determined. I would tell this to President Trump's face. Motherfucker, you don't get to tell me whether I'm MAGA or not.
Mm-hmm.
MAGA is bigger than you. You just got out in front of it.
Yep.
But I'm MAGA. I was MAGA before you, dude. You were a fucking Democrat. I'm 58 years old now, and I've been a Republican and a conservative way the fuck longer than you have. And I don't even believe you're a Republican now, and not much of a conservative. What you are, and what I was okay with, is you're a pragmatist, and that you got shit done. And I wanted somebody who pushed back against the system and got shit done and told these other people here who are flipping all the fuck out and stop everything from going to fuck off. Somebody to fight back with these people. They got dirty, and our politicians would not get dirty. Mitt Romney would not get dirty.
No.
But they got dirty against him. And you just can't do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta fight and fight back. You gotta get in the fight. And so many of us were just tired of giving Republicans this power and them not fighting back and fighting for the shit that we believed in. They're still not doing it. That's my biggest disappointment, because he has to write all these executive fucking orders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't get Congress to make the shit into actual motherfucking law.
Yep.
Because they got no motherfucking backbone. The Republicans are weak. They're weak. President Trump comes in. I don't care about the polls. It doesn't matter now. This is my second term. This is what I'm going after. This is what we're doing. And you people are weak. And you're going to lose because you're weak. Here's why you're going to lose. If the Republicans lose in November, this is why. Both parties are split. They keep talking about the split currently in the Republican Party. There is just as big a split, maybe possibly bigger, in the Democratic Party between the fringe extremists, the AOCs, and just people who are more
Like Fettermans.
regular. They're not even Fettermans. They're even left of Fetterman. But those people, and the ones that are just not stupid crazy,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a split. But here's the thing. When they go to the poll, they'll vote for the stupid person over the Republican. You know what Republicans would do? We always held our people's feet to the fire.
Yep.
So we'll either not vote or vote in those races and just say, fuck you, take your lumps. We cannot afford that this time.
No.
Because they will come after you. How do we have proof that they'll come after you? Right now, I believe yesterday they're trying to, it's not going to happen. They say it's a long shot. It's not even a long shot. It's dead on arrival. But they have 50 people that have signed on to a new bill to try to to create some committee of doctors and psychiatrists that to like use that to remove President Trump based on the 25th Amendment.
Oh, yeah. I have seen people talking about that.
And you know what Biden did yesterday?
What? I didn't hear anything about Biden.
Yeah. Biden was at, I think if you went to my X account, you'd have to go to my X account. I think I posted on X. Yeah, Biden yesterday was at a university talking, and he just so happened to be the person he was talking to was a more slender black man.
Okay.
So here, this is on X. See, I don't get shit for views on X. I don't get comments. X just sucks dick.
Yeah, I don't like it anymore. Sucks
But
now.
but I keep trying anyways because I don't give up. Joe Biden just called a black Syracuse trustee Barack on stage. So stop the 25th Amendment talk regarding Trump. The double standards are exhausting. Let's focus on the actual gaffes happening in real time instead of chasing old narratives. Yeah, because these people that don't you wish Biden was still in office? The guy you stabbed in the back?
Yeah,
That's my
for
number
real.
one answer to him. You guys stabbed him in the back.
He got in office and you just started to bully him around.
Well, you bullied him out of the race that he won.
Yeah.
He won the primary race.
Yeah.
And you undemocratically, you booted him the fuck out.
Like just tried to sweep it under the carpet too. Like everyone, they tried to make it seem like Kamala was always the one that was going to be, the face of the Democratic Party now, and that's not the case. That's never the case.
It's definitely not the case. 100%, it's not the case. So yeah, I don't care about Trump and the Pope. And if you're Catholic and you're butthurt over this, you know who you remind me of? You remind me of people who are Muslim that get offended and want to kill you if you make any jokes about or blaspheme against Muhammad.
Same thing.
It's the same exact fucking thing.
Just looked at in two different contexts.
Yeah, because, you can't do it if somebody, you can do it if
I do have a question, though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, is it like, I mean, I think it's more of that he's playing it off that he's not Jesus in that picture.
Well, we haven't got to Jesus. We were talking about with the Pope. But yeah, bring up the Jesus thing.
Yeah, no, I think though everything that's stemming from, or at least I don't know, I don't really keep up with the whole Pope versus Trump thing, because I just think it's just really stupid. But
it's one on top of the other, which made it even worse.
But I definitely don't think the president should be putting himself in the image of God.
Nobody knows who made it. Did he find it?
He said himself that he like organized it basically. There was like a little interview.
He posted it. That's different than him making it. Because you really think, because Trump really is 85 or 86, right?
Yeah, but it was done with AI though.
Right? Do you think President Trump knows how to use AI?
I mean, I don't think it's that super hard.
I do.
I think you just like prompted. I'm pretty.
He got time for that, dude. I barely have time to post the shit that I post.
He probably
but Trump is like
the president.
But isn't he on like Truth Social? Like, wasn't that like one of the biggest things that he was on Truth Social for like 5 hours straight, posting all this like different stuff?
He's on at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, he's always on it.
I just heard a congressman talk about that he called Trump one time and he forgot Trump was overseas and it was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and Trump answered the phone.
Yeah, he's always up.
The dude is fucking insane.
The craziest.
Okay,
hours.
let's pull up the Jesus picture though.
Real
we
quick.
Definitely got it. Go ahead.
I said, Leo, I think we might have a technical issue with the TV up front here. I can change it back to the right input though. Like 2 seconds. Toss that. That was a horrible toss. Horrible toss.
My bad.
It's all good.
Yeah, the camera's gonna have to be over here while he digs that out.
Yeah. So unless you want to get this.
Yeah,
ass
let's
on
show some
camera.
ass. Yeah, maybe we get a few more viewers in here.
We don't call it the casting couch for nothing.
Exactly. No, but yeah, I don't know, especially like from a country that's like technically kind of a Christian or God-centered, like centered kind of like
Us. You're talking about us now.
the United States. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even like, everything is under God and this and that. Like,
It's in the corner by the plant. You got to go over the top. Right there. That's where it is. It's to the right of that. I'm not surprised.
That's a good toss, if you ask me.
Actually, if he didn't, maybe he didn't know it was coming right at that point, or I think he could have caught it.
He could have caught that for sure.
I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt. That was nowhere fucking near me. There's no fucking way. It was literally all. It literally
seems like a skill issue.
Trying to avoid the
skill
defender.
issue. I'm literally sitting here, and you put it all the way to the left of me.
You have plenty of couch space over there. You could have easily dove.
I'm on set.
OG
Leo.
Beckham, one-handed over here.
Let's throw Trump up and picture.
Oh, I'll pull up the
like
actual
it's-
term. I was
yeah,
just
the actual
I was
thing,
looking
yeah.
to see if AI knew if there's any source of who.
There
made
And then
the-
there's another one that's newer, that's on top of it. So in the midst of the firestorm, this dude throws gas on the fire.
Yeah, I was about
know.
to say
He
he
loves
made it
doing
so
that.
much worse. He could have
doesn't
just
give a
not
fuck.
done that and been fine.
there's
We're
some,
in the middle of a war, and now we're fighting over AI images of Jesus.
Jesus.
well, there's one specific thing that I'm
Yeah,
curious
let's make that bigger.
that if you noticed about this picture. Well, the first picture, I
The
guess.
fuck did it go?
I don't know. You're in the Wall Street Journal.
I swear I just clicked.
They're
it.
always
like,
trying to get you to
yeah.
pay, bro. They'll show it for free. CNN will.
Love this.
They're making it. Yeah.
I love this. Give me 1 second. I
All
got
right.
you. Give me 1 second.
This is common with images. It's annoying as hell.
It's super fucking annoying, but I'll find it.
You know, just put a fucking watermark on it, and so people can see your mark and that you did
Yeah.
it, and then just
No, pay us
let
money.
everybody. That's not a thing.
Pay us money for
All
something
right.
we didn't do.
So let's see what we actually have in this picture.
I actually haven't even looked that deep into the picture.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I just kind of
Neither
looked at
have
it and I just kind
But
of.
I have some thoughts on this. I do have some thoughts on this. So we got an American flag with an eagle at the top on the left. We have an eagle on the right.
Are these soldiers? I'm assuming.
I do not know what the fuck
I'm
those
so
are.
okay. All right. So we did notice this. So maybe not immediately,
So
but
we have some jets. But
Well,
what do you think that is at the top?
the four people. That's the four horsemen of the apocalypse, which is why I'm really curious as to
Oh,
why. That's
interesting.
That's why I'm really curious as to why he posted it, and if he didn't make it, or if he
I
did
didn't
make
even,
it.
you know, honestly, I didn't even think of that.
But
That makes total sense.
But yeah, I get. Yeah.
End of the world.
Yeah,
People talking
yeah,
certain
yeah.
things supposed to happen with Israel. You know,
It's just-
the Antichrist, everything. Who's
This.
that guy with the beard? What
I
is he
think
supposed to
it's
be?
probably
is that,
just
is that an old vet
It's probably just supposed to be like some AI generated, like soldier veteran.
or just some MAGA dude
I think it's just a randomly generated, like just for. They probably put soldier.
and a woman praying.
Yeah.
Then there is a soldier who looks like a serving soldier, somebody
Mhm.
that's in the military now. You have a nurse, and this whole thing about Trump, and he made it worse.
And we
like,
have a doctor.
and Trump saying, "Well, I thought I was a doctor." Like, dude, you make it worse. Some of his explanations are so fucking bad.
Dude,
I
feel-
can't even defend the explanation.
I haven't
Other
defended
than
any of
at
this.
least it's a nurse there. So I'm like,
No, we can't. No,
I
Troy,
thought it
I'm
was just a
sorry.
Red
We can't
Cross
defend
worker.
this.
I'm
What
a
is
doctor.
around his waist? Trump's waist. Is that a medallion? What is
It
that?
looks like yeah, maybe like a medallion.
It
of
might
some
just be
sort.
like those belts that they used to use.
He has
Whatever.
light in his hand, putting his hand on the guy's
A
forehead.
lot of people
laying
have been,
hands.
I know this is stupid, but a lot of people are like, "This is Jeffrey Epstein. This is Jeffrey Epstein." I'm like,
It does look too eerily. It should have picked somebody who went like behind.
He should have went like a little like to the left or the right of that. Yeah.
So, but getting back to the Trump picture part of it now, Trump himself. So that's Trump's face, basically shit now,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They didn't add a beard or anything to make him look more like Jesus. And I've seen ones where they've done that, where they've put Trump's, inner face,
With a
interfacial with and into a literal picture of Jesus. I have
I feel like
seen
that'd
that.
be weird looking.
Okay, and that is weird. But are we losing that picture? I want to keep that picture.
Oh, sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, I want to keep that picture. Yeah, the whole Red Cross explanation and stuff like it's like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I don't know how. You can't defend that.
Well,
There's
because
nothing-
it sounds stupid.
So
that's one of those things where it's just like this is the double edged
This
sword
is
of
not
Donald
it.
Trump.
Yes, it is. But here I'll say this: him wearing the red and the robe and putting his hands on someone, that's supposed to signify Jesus. Their idea. Can you pull up a picture of the Last Supper? And there's a reason I wanted the Last Supper. If we could put them side by side, even it would be good. I want to do that. Because my contention is, okay, without the beard and shit, and I don't I just remember more brown or like here you have Jesus with blue, but look at what they're all wearing.
Like sashes and
Yeah, go back to that picture. Yeah, like that. But just look at that like this. Look at that like this. half and half like that. That's if you look at it, aren't they basically all wearing the same outfit?
Yeah.
Are they really
different
wearing
colors,
just different colors? Are they really wearing something different than Jesus? So it's
No.
more that time. And what did one of the things that Jesus commanded them to do was to go and do what he was doing. He healed people. He expected them to go lay hands on people just as he did and heal blind people and people that couldn't walk and give them. The whole idea with his death and resurrection is that they would be able to have that same power. And there are some Christians that still believe in that shit today.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, it's not that crazy, but it's that. That's just being a disciple. That's just being a child of God and going out and do it. You could put Trump right in there. Now, I don't know if Trump's a Christian or not. And he said different things. He said he's not going to heaven and said crazy shit. But he also said when he got shot, you know, he feels like there's this presence, or at the very least, I do know this about God throughout the history of the Bible. And that is God used some crazy motherfuckers to do some incredible things. And people that had, that did shit as bad as whatever you did, bad as whatever I did. They were drunks. They were philanderers. They fucked other people's wives. You know, these were not
Genocide.
And that's after they had a relationship with God. They weren't perfect. These men weren't perfect.
They never are. They never will be.
Oh, you got a whole bunch of perfect Christians today.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And that's what turns a bunch of people off, because they think you got, but no, man. That's why I could just say the word fuck and say that the Pope is no better than me. And if somebody doesn't believe, I don't care what they believe.
Well,
I literally don't care what somebody else believes about that.
Catholicism has its own issues that we won't go into.
And, well, one of the issues, okay, is war. And I'm not going to let them get by with that shit, saying that, oh, we're anti-war now.
Yeah, right.
Sure. You know who is pro-peace that I've talked about, mentioned before? Mother Teresa. Okay. There you go. There's one.
That's about as pro-peace.
That's about as pro-peace as you can get. Not anti-war. She specifically said she was pro-peace, which is two different things.
Well, also, Catholicism has a really bad issue that, you know, they haven't ever gotten under wraps, and they just love touching little boys. Like, I don't know why they won't fucking fix this issue.
Well, more than, and taking people who were guilty and moving them to another place.
Yeah, they scrubbed the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, we won't get into it, but if nobody's seen the movie Spotlight, or at least looked it up, look up Spotlight. It went down in Boston. Incredible movie. Crazy ass story.
There was a guy that I knew, I wish I could remember his name, that would be in some of my AA meetings that was all fucked up and got abused by a priest, and it became an HBO movie.
Wow.
And he was from here in the Toledo area.
Do you happen to remember the name?
No.
Well, I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
You have to look up the movie, then I would know.
Yeah.
But it would be an HBO movie that's at least over 20, at least 15, 20 years old.
So it would have been one of those, you would have to sit down in front of your TV.
It was a big deal. And it would, you know, it was tied to his drinking. I know somebody else that wasn't a priest. I know a young man that I cared a lot about who was abused by a local wrestling coach, a high school wrestling coach. And he eventually killed himself. He overdosed.
That's what happens.
And he just couldn't get, so that fucked him up the rest of his brother was also abused. His brothers made it. His brother's still alive today, you know, but it affected them both differently. It affected both of them.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was different.
Is this the new one? The newest one?
Yeah, so apparently this is someone else posted this and he quoted it.
Oh, so somebody else made, okay.
Yeah, Trump didn't make this.
Okay, I was like, damn, this dude's on fire.
Did Trump repost it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Trump reposted
on X or
else's.
True Social or what? Does it matter? I guess
He doesn't post
Oh,
on X.
True Social. Yeah, he's probably, that's true. But say I was never a very religious man, but doesn't it seem with all these satanic, demonic, child-sacrificing monsters being exposed that God might be playing his trump card.
And what's crazy is you know who's talking about, along with the Charlie Kirk shit, that's talking about sacrificing and child sacrifices, and she's talking about the Masons.
Megyn Kelly?
No, is Candace.
Oh,
She's
Candace
the one
too?
talking about that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's the
talking
one
about all
making a
that.
connection with all these
I thought
symbolism
I
and
thought you
stuff,
meant
and
somebody new.
33 and the number 33
Yeah.
that you hear. That's just weird.
It's like
The number of people that mentioned the number 33 related to Charlie Kirk, and that 33rd level of masonry and
Yeah.
stuff, and just
Oh,
I was in the Masons. I didn't get very far, and I left because they were it was the chapter that I was in.
it's racist.
I believe they were racist.
They were racist. That's.
I mean, they didn't. Nobody came out and said that, but when they denied a black attorney from getting into the place, I left Masons. I quit because there was no reason to disqualify this person.
Especially somebody you
He
want
was
on your side.
he was exactly the kind of man you would want in your group, and we said no. And nobody ever mentioned race or anything about it, but to me, it was just so blatant.
Surprised they didn't try to hit him with tax fraud or something. Use that as an
I don't know.
excuse.
But they didn't seem all that powerful to me. Now, maybe higher up, you get different, and it's still a thing. But see, I thought it was a thing. I thought there might be benefits of being with a group that, business-wise stuff. But I never got up to a high enough level to see any of
Yeah,
that.
you didn't
Was
sell
there
your soul.
symbolism in the stuff that I did go through in the ceremonies to join in the first place? Yes. Yeah. But it was just presented differently, and maybe you don't know until you know. Until
yeah.
it's revealed to you, and it's not revealed to you until you're a certain level. I don't know, but I just know that it just wasn't for me.
I think it could be like also like a strength in numbers thing where a lot of people may not know, but there's a lot of people.
But I
around
believe it was a bigger thing years ago.
Yeah.
I believe it was a bigger thing for our founding fathers.
Yeah.
And some of them were Masons.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
were.
You know what I mean?
They were devout Freemasons. Like they.
Okay,
This
that's what
wasn't
I'm
just
talking
like joining
about.
at a group a couple times a week. This was like their daily fucking life.
Yeah. So I believe it was something that was connected to a lot of power. And I don't know what that is today, or if
Probably
there's
still plays
anything.
a role.
I don't know. But that's what he's referring to, that. And the person doing the work on that is Candace.
Mhm.
All this shit is all fucked up. But geez, we just don't. It's just so unnecessary. There's just other bigger things, people want to know right now that they really want to know that we're going to get the job done in Iran, and that the prices are going to go back down, that the gasoline pump prices are going to come back down, and you got to come up with some other plans that people can get behind. You got to have an agenda that people can get behind.
There's too much smoke and mirrors with him right now.
It's just
Because he's like, well,
we're
gas
all over
prices
the
will go up. Maybe they won't. Like he's saying maybe, and like kind of leaving people too much on an edge. And I think that's him trying to play his cards close to his chest, but it's too close to where he feels like it might be alienating some of his supporters in some way. Clearly,
it's really weird because you have this group supporting him now that on the Republican side that were so anti-Trump at one time and never Trumpers, and then joined along after Biden and before this last election. People like Ben Shapiro and stuff, people who changed their views on Trump, even going back to Glenn Beck. When Trump originally ran, Glenn Beck wasn't a fan of Trump. He did some stupid show where he put orange Cheeto dust all over his face, and I mean Glenn Beck was anti-Trump. But after he saw how what Trump was trying to do in his first administration and stuff, and not just the words, but looking at what actions Trump took, he became a big Trump supporter because it didn't go like he thought it was going to go. it went in a way that many of us were very positive about. Same for me too. I'm not gonna not support Trump because of any Jesus related thing. Trump is not my has nothing to do with my faith. He's not my God. He is not my pastor. He's not my savior. He is nothing of those things. He's simply my president. And no, I don't get on a knee and pray to Trump. And I don't know anybody else that's doing that either.
Say if they are, get them help ASAP.
Oh, did you find that movie?
I don't know if this is the one you're.
That is
you're
it.
referring
I know
to, but
Tony. It's called Twist of Faith, a documentary from back in 2004. And Tony Combs. I haven't seen Tony in a while, but you know, I knew him and his wife. He got married, but you know, Tony struggled. I believe Tony was a firefighter too.
I think I've heard of this actually.
Probably. It was a big deal. And yeah, he struggled with alcoholism related to that.
Got an Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, actually.
Right? Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that.
Long time.
Especially.
But I mean, you brought up a good point, but I don't think, you know, I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, you know, but still how it was handled church wide and buried, like you said, that's when you allow that type of attack on little children and you don't do, you know,
don't do anything.
The thing to protect
you
them.
save your ass is what they're doing.
Yeah, you didn't do anything until you were made to.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
And forced to, or you know, the pain of some judgments against you.
Well, that also makes me wonder what the fuck they
just don't come at me with your moral authority that you're better than us.
Hell no. Well, I was gonna say, I'm inclined to believe that there is much more sinister things locked away in the Vatican because you're not allowed to. Only the popes.
Of course, there is.
Only the popes are really like the popes, and then like what the cardinals, like the group of cardinals or whatever the fuck they're called. I'm not too sure of the terminology, but it's like literally a handful of people on the entire face of the planet that can access this database. Well, it's a library, but
right,
the data.
Well, you know, the mafia.
Yeah.
You know, we just don't. It wasn't just the Godfather thing.
No.
Okay. They were
they were big
the
Catholics.
The Godfathers, the heads of crime families were Catholic.
Yep, devout. But it was a different. They were following it the way that they thought they were supposed to be. But like, it's. I don't think they're ever.
They still killed people.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think that was okay. But like they could get absolved, or I don't know.
That's
it was a
that's
cover.
very-
I'm just saying it's related, or you can't tell me there's no connections, you know, with the Vatican and things like that.
Violence in religion, and then secrets in religion. Unfortunately, all those things go. Basically, they hold each other's hands, and I hate to say it like that because I think that religion, at its core, is meant to provide like some sort of moral foundation to help people find their way if you need it.
And I will say this too, you know. Iran is a true theocracy.
Yeah, but it's just got muddied.
So is the Vatican. It's a true theocracy. That's their government.
Yeah.
It is its own government.
Well, people all over the world practice theology every day. Charlie Kirk was a big fucking practicer of theology. He did it in all of his, when people would come up and talk to him, you could see the way he would ask some questions and break it down. It's theology. He's not just asking because he wants to understand who the person is, like, and see why they feel the way that they feel. Not everybody is as level-headed and doesn't let things, stray him off the course. But yeah, theology is something that a lot of people
split the two when it came to government.
Yeah. But I'm just saying,
he wasn't for that being the government.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, for example, he had this trans person come up to him, and he could tell that they're confused, and he used theology to break it down to understand why they felt the way they were and why they came up to him asking him these specific questions. That was more of, I need help rather than I'm here to argue with you. And once you see, if we could pull up the video, maybe another stream, it's incredible. Like you see the sequencing of questions and how it gets this person to really open up, and they're not being an asshole. They're like asking for guidance, basically.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Well, that's good. We'll go to another issue. Trump's blockading the blockade. And this was difficult to understand at first unless you looked at a map. It didn't make sense. So think of it this way, is you have the Strait of Hormuz, and you have this area where the ships are about 2 miles apart, right? And on one side, they're going in one direction. And on the other side, they're going the other direction, 2 miles away, but going the other direction. You know, so I don't know if you're looking at like this east and west or whatever it is, north and south, you got 2 lanes like a road with a big 2 mile median in there. Well, so they threatened that the Strait of Hormuz with the idea that this is what the Iranians said they did. They said, we put some bombs in there. We put some mines.
They also said that they forgot where they placed them.
That's what I was going to say too. Then they're like, we don't know where we put them there. We don't know.
Okay.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't even know if they placed them or not, and they're saying they don't know. So that would stop the ships from coming there. So what Iran did is create another lane for shipping that's closer to Iran, and if you come through that area, you're going to have to pay $1 million toll or whatever they were going to charge, depending on who it was coming through and what they're coming through with and however they're going to do that. So what Trump's blockade is doing is blocking that Iranian strait, the Iranian lanes that Iran created for ships to go through, and basically saying that anybody that stops and pays Iran a toll for any kind of ship, it doesn't have to be energy or oil or anything like that, but anything coming from their ports or going to their ports there, they're not getting out. You're not coming. You're going to be turned away. And it sounds like their first day they were very successful with that. Now, here's the thing. There's a whole nother thing nobody's really talking about. It's on the fringes if you go to. There's another part where it could potentially be a thing. There's a place called Somaliland. It's a part of Somalia. But Somaliland actually broke off from Somalia, except that I think Israel is the only country that recognizes Somaliland as its own separate country. And they may be offering help because when you get into another part, it's where the Houthis are, and it has to do with the Red Sea and blockading there, and Iran trying to get maybe their other terrorist groups that they support to help them out in blocking that area. It's very, very crazy. I guess a whole bunch of Middle East countries, though, are not happy about Somaliland. So how do you work it diplomatically with Qatar and Egypt and, Saudi Arabia and everybody, and then do this where they might be willing to help you, because and not asking for anything now, but what they would like in the future is for the U.S. to recognize them as their own country. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's getting into some deep shit off that nobody's really talking about.
That's some super complex geopolitical.
It is. The whole thing is. But I do like the idea of what Trump did, though. I do like the idea of blockading the blockade. Yeah. But at first you're like, what? This makes no sense at all. Until you look at a map and understand and see what was going on. Then you understand where you can do that. And look, yeah, it hurts them. And we can last better through this than anyone else can. The question is, can we do it? It's political. The biggest pressure that Trump has against him is the fact that coming up of the November elections.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. So that's why there's such heat. And it's also why I wish he would have just finished the fucking job. Just finish the job. And if you go back, what's also interesting, Trump has not changed. Literally not changed.
Oh, this is
You can go back into the 80s and find Trump talking to Barbara Walters, and he's talking to her about Iran being such a problem, that they were our biggest problem, and that they've cost us so much at that point. And this is after the fact of the hostages, but even after that, other issues that Reagan had to put up with and everything, with the bombing in Beirut and shit, that Trump was, you know what Trump wanted to do then? Go in there and take one of their oil installations and actually take it and keep it. Something I thought we were going to do in Iraq and didn't do it. And at least if we didn't take it from those fuckers, we should have forced them to be our partners at 51-49%, and we're the 51.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we wouldn't rip them off. We'd give them their part. But because of the money for the rebuilding and all this, we shouldn't have just done that for free on taxpayers' backs. That should have been done based on their own oil money. That was all fucked up. Nobody's ever done that before. And it's the same type of thing as Trump trying to say, we're going to make them pay for building our wall. And maybe not directly, but with tariffs, and he used it in negotiations.
Yeah.
We created a whole different pact for, between Mexico and Canada than the original deal that Clinton did.
So
he
he
used it
loves
as leverage.
What he does really well is singling people out or singling a country out. Because if you do X thing, then he'll not only does he create agreements with other surrounding countries or allied countries, but he'll even sweeten the pot for those countries as well, just to really fucking pour salt in the wound for him.
It's about business.
Yeah.
That's why I said he's a pragmatist.
Yeah.
It's about business. It is about transactional.
It's all about pressure and
People talking about being transactional like it's a bad thing. That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a business deal that both sides can accept, and he wants to get the best terms for his side that he ultimately can.
Can I just say something?
Sure,
real quick?
please.
It's been on my mind for like the last 5 minutes. So I was not aware of Somaliland.
Right?
Did not know that was a thing. But I couldn't help but think the very first thing that came up in my mind was that Somalia sucks so bad that even the lane is trying to get away. Like that's the very first fucking thing that came up, and I just wanted everybody to know that.
Yeah. And they are like this. This is talking about a new base being there, but maybe it's temporary, maybe it's whatever, but it might have to be done.
Whoever recognizes them as a fucking country, I think they'll be like, yeah, put your base here. We don't care.
Israel's the only one that recognizes them right now.
Well, we might strategically from like a.
I'm for figuring this out and getting this over, and I think it's a good play. And I want Trump to, focus on this and let people also know that he hasn't forgotten about the issues here at home and the economic issues here at home, and really address them and stop like just saying everything is good and everything is perfect. It's not. Okay. Things are good for me. I'm good. But I do have to say, I don't really like the fact that I go to a gas station and buy a few pops and some a protein drink and a protein bar, and Dawn gets one, and it's $35.
Yeah.
For one small tiny bit. That's not even groceries, man.
Mm-mm.
And I don't complain about that kind of shit. We were around people that complained because we're around old people. That's what old people do. But I don't complain about that stuff because it doesn't affect me. I do what I can do, and what I would tell anybody else to do is go make more. I've been telling people for years, and it'd help you, like, come up with a side hustle, something you believe in, to help you out in times like this, because you have two choices. There's only so many hours. Like my friend Todd, his wife Sandy, they both work for Jeep, and right now they are on. I don't know how many people know this, but they're on forced working hours. They have 3 shifts, getting no days off. No scheduled days off. The only way you can get off is if you call in FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act.
Wow.
That's the only way you can get a day off.
That's crazy.
And the company can do that for 90 days. They can make you work 7 days a week, just 8 hours. But then some people are picking up overtime. You got overtime and double time in that already.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are they selling that many cars? Actually, what the real truth is the quality of the work and the quality level of the people. If things were running smoother, they might not have to do that. That's the way to say it.
Yeah, that
If they were
usually starts at the top.
So they're creating they're creating their own overtime, basically. But they're doing, and then I think they maybe have to take 30 days break, and then they can do it again. And
What?
Todd was telling me there was a time where they did this for a year and a half.
Fuck that.
This forced work like that. But still, that's all your time.
Yeah.
That's all your time. And that's the
24/7.
maximum time for that kind of person has no ability to do really a side thing.
Yeah.
They barely have a life at all.
Yeah.
Well,
you get home after work, by the time you've done, like, you showered, ate, cleaned up after yourself, whatever it is, it's about time to go to bed, basically. 7, 8 o'clock, depending. I don't know what time they start, but it just seems like you're spending an extra 3 to 4 hours usually if you have to go to gym too. Like, there's just so many other
hardly even
things.
able to go to the
That's what
gym.
I'm saying, like, there's so many things that take up your time to where it's the next thing you know, you're waking up and you're right back at it. Like,
Yeah.
all over.
So
again.
this is what I heard. I forget the source for this, but it was just here recently that financial source that 40% of Americans don't even have $500 in cash. They don't even have a $500 cash reserve. And that was my big thing when I was talking about TSA, that
Yeah.
these people cannot go without 3 paychecks.
Yeah,
It's just most people cannot do that.
check to check. I mean, that's just how it
And
is.
I do at least acknowledge, even though that I'm doing well, I'm not trashing on these people. I want everybody to do better.
Mhm.
But when you're
Just
talking
shows
about
the
this, this is the state of where we're at. And not even $500. Like you just life is going to happen to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like none of these kinds of loans or these installment things that they do now. I mean, I get hit with them. I've never used them where, I'm buying a $30 hat and it says I can make 3 payments.
Yeah, no. Like, why would you do that to yourself?
But there are people doing that. There are people using those services.
Yeah, I know. It's you're just making if you can't afford it right then and there, why would you be able to afford it 3 weeks from now?
But you know what? It gets old not being able to afford shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gets old.
And you want to have stuff, absolutely. Well,
I've
get
been
it.
through hard times. I've been there. I lost literally everything. I had to do a side gig. I had to find something else to be able to do because I wasn't making it. That I was behind on a number of bills, 3 months behind.
Yeah.
It was bad when I lost everything and, had to start over. And it was hard. That is hard. So I totally get it because I've been there. So it's not that I don't have empathy for people, in that situation, but that's what people in the country are dealing with.
Your personal economy doesn't have to be affected.
Dude, the economies there's 2 different economies. Well, there's 3 different economies. There's always the general economy, there's our personal economy, and then I'll say, there's also, when I look at concerts that are going on, when I look at sporting events and the cost of tickets for various sporting events, people are paying that money.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't enough time yesterday, or I would have liked to have gone. I would have preferred the Phoenix Suns win last night.
Yeah.
I watched the last 3 minutes of that game.
Not pretty.
Fuck. But I would have liked to go into that game. But the cheapest decent seats I saw were $300 a piece. And the seats where I normally sit for like the WNBA, those were like $800 a piece.
Yeah.
And it's not it's a play-in game, but it's not a
Yeah, it's
playoff
not a
game
playoff
exactly yet.
It's the closest thing that they're going to get. at the
But
time.
still, it was full. People paid that money.
Most of them probably went into debt to go to those games too.
I don't think so,
You
man.
don't think so? I think a lot of
Dude,
people like. You
I
think
don't
credit
think so
cards, like,
because I go to these games and I see some people, they got 4 kids with them, and I'm thinking, holy shit, I know what this costs.
I do know a lot of people throw that stuff on credit cards, though. A lot of people.
I'm not saying some people don't, but they'll do that once or two. I don't know that there's that many. I don't know.
I guess
I think there's more people like me too, but I mean, just saying that there's this split. Like it's just the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. That's what I guess I'm getting
That's basically what I was getting at. Is that some like the ones who regularly go there, obviously they're not the ones going in debt going there, but somebody maybe a diehard Suns fan, they're like, I need to go to this fucking game, and they open up a credit card, they put it all on their credit card, and yeah, they're not fucking themselves over right then and there, but who knows what that leads to over time. Like,
you know what? That's a 27-year-old dude busting $300 or $100 and sitting higher up.
Yeah.
They're sitting in different seats if they go.
Yeah.
They can go, but they're not sitting in the seats I'm talking about.
Hell no.
But people are sitting in the seats that I am talking about. You could have got into that game last night for under $100, but you're sitting way
up
the
top.
fuck up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're putting that money on your card, like Leo said. You are doing that, but you're going with another buddy and you're making him pay for his own ticket. You're not paying for his ticket. You're each paying for your own, and you know you're going to buy a $20 beer and
shut the fuck up and enjoy the game is what you're gonna do.
yeah. Well, it's either you want the better seat or do you want to be higher up and have a seat and a couple beers.
So what's more important to you, I guess.
They'll figure it out. They will. But I just mean that there's people living in two different universes
basically,
right now, 2 different worlds right now.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know, because there are people paying and buying these luxury items, going on vacations, or you know,
and making it
every first class seat's been full. There's not a recent flight in the last year where I've seen an empty first class seat, man.
They're not giving companies incentive to think that this is unaffordable enough for where they see it.
That was $4,000 for me to fly to Ohio and back. Because that's first class. I could have found, you know, $300 seats
You
each.
got your Spirit Airline tickets.
Fuck that, man.
You're playing with your life, but you could have got there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Brendan said, "Are you flying Frontier?" I'm like, "Frontier? Are you crazy?"
I fly Frontier
Fuck
pretty often.
no.
I can't do it anymore, though. I can't fly Frontier anymore. I just can't do the leg space. It just fucking drives me insane.
Oh, all right. Yeah, but my tickets, I only paid $2,000 for the $4,000 tickets because I used my points though.
Yeah.
But I had to use 190,000 points.
Yeah.
To cover that $2,000.
Yeah,
though.
2,000 just to go to Ohio, though. Even
Just to go to Ohio.
That's like people would spend $2,000 to go overseas.
People would spend $2,000 or $4,000 for the flights on a whole vacation.
I say that and go to Disney World.
Yeah.
Like, that's
You could still take a good vacation,
And
but
that-
that's what, if you want a certain level, you know.
you got to pay the
I
premium.
couldn't,
I
you know,
guess.
find a premium hotel, but we stayed at a nice.
Well, then you have airlines like
Hotel.
Southwest who just like feel bad that just because someone's fat that they should get 2 seats for free, and then that's I can't help but think that adds to the cost of everybody else's ticket. They have to recoup that somehow. Like I hate that fucking shit. I cannot stand it. You mean to tell me somebody is not able to get on this flight because this motherfucker needs 2 whole fucking seats, and then you're gonna fucking nickel and dime them about weight for fucking luggage? Like that's what we're gonna fucking do? And it's just obviously it's a big publicity stunt, but they can't take it away because if they do, then they look like fucking horrible people.
Right. That's true.
I hate that shit.
All right. So what did we have there? Then we had the blockade of the blockade. Last but not least, the Masters was this weekend. And I just got to say, it really pumped me up to really get golfing again. It really did. And if my foot wasn't fucked up, I'd be going this week. Really. That really pumped me up. It was cool to see. And sports tells me about life. Sports is life.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about Rory McIlroy, who 15 years, 17 years, whatever it was, didn't win the Masters, had won the other 3 championships, and he just couldn't win the Masters, which was kind of a course set up for his game.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And then he wins.
Back to
And
back,
then he
too.
wins back to back.
Yeah.
You know, we just don't know what our journey is. That's why I wanted to talk. We just don't know what our journey is, and people give up too soon, and you can have things like that happen. But I got to give up now because I got to go to the bathroom.
It's all
So
good.
that's when we end the show.
Rory,
usually.
don't end up like
And
Tiger.
we will do that. So join us on Friday. We'll get back into it all. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. Gotta say I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You